I guess we'll see how this Q&A goes. I'm Preston Barta with the Dallas Observer and the Denton Record Chronicle. On behalf of RLJE Films and Shudder, I would like to thank you all for coming here tonight to watch House on Eden for Mayor. What's up, y'all?
Thank you.
What's
Thank
up?
You. That's a wonderful intro.
So if you are a child, do not watch this video. Anybody under the age of 18, well, 18 and up is okay. 17 down, you're minor. Do not watch this video. I know usually I make child-friendly content, but I know a lot of you guys have been watching our movie review content because we go to the movies. We go to Disney, and we also go to St. Augustine. So the ghosts, the UFO, the paranormal, you guys have been watching this. So we're big fans of Sam and Kobe, and we also a fan of Celina Spooky Boo and KallMeKris, and them two have a podcast together on YouTube. Now, since they're best friends, they also made a movie. And this is what this movie is going to be about. Spoiler alert, I'm telling you everything that happens from the start to the finish. And then I'll give you my, maybe a review or critique, because I'm big in the paranormal, supernatural, and cults, and witchcraft. I've been studying this for almost 25 years. So I've been really interested into why anybody would do something like that. Anyway, I'll get to this in a few minutes. So let's start with the movie. It's Celina Spooky Boo, which is Celina, her brother, and Kris. They're all, gonna be making this movie. They made this movie. It's coming out on Friday. Jughead and I, my husband and I, we were able to see it today on Monday. There was also a question and answer session. I'll get to that at the end. So the movie starts off as a Venus flytrap in Celina's backyard, and but it really looks like they're at a convenience store because of how the scenes are edited and cut it. And they're at a convenience store. They rented a van, and they're doing some traveling. They're doing some paranormal activity videos, like how Jughead and I do. And the camera work is very shaky, so it comes up as a Blair Witch project. It's totally scripted. This is totally not live and improv and all this stuff. It's just a storyline that we're all going to follow. So they're at a convenience store, and they get in a van that they rented, and of course Celina, you know how she is. Her and Kris, making up all these jokes. It's hilarious. It's phenomenal. And of course Celina has to go to the bathroom, and you can tell that they're on some kind of road rural road. I guess we call it rural road. Basically, it's in the middle of rural nothing. Like, it's just, sorry, this is how Cajun people talk. This is how I explain things. I'm Cajun from Louisiana, so rural road, it's basically in the middle of nowhere. There's no convenience stores. There's nowhere to use the restroom. There's nothing. So there's this plastic porta potty thing that she throws, and it's like a little tent to where she can actually go to the bathroom in the middle of the woods and nobody can see her. And it's like a little plastic blue tent. It's hilarious. So they all go to the bathroom, and of course, that's a joke. And then she puts her poo-poo in a bag, and she tries to put it in the van. It's hilarious. When you see the movie, you can understand what's going on. You're gonna laugh your butt off. Okay, so then they're driving in the van. She's like, this is when Kris gets to be more controlling and more like real off. This is when I knew that this was not real. Like, I knew this was, at this point, was scripted. Because I know how kind and generous Kris really is, and for her to be like this, I'm like, this vibe is not her. But I have to say that the acting in this entire movie was phenomenal. The jokes were good, the setting was amazing, and the acting was phenomenal. If you do not know that this was fake, you would completely think it's real. That's how good it is. But please keep in mind, I definitely need to tell you this right fast, that if you own a big screen like the IMAX or a movie screen, I had problems watching the movie because it was very blurry and some spots were like so hard to see. I think they did this on purpose because the Blair Witch Project, it's shot all kinds of weird ways. Yeah, anyway. I'll leave this in the movie. Okay. Okay, so anyway, Jughead and I really liked it, and we wanted, and we had to have it. So anyway, they were in the thing. She started getting kind of bitchy, and then she's like, "Oh, I found this place online, and it's called House on Eden, and it's haunted, and it's only 10 miles from the graveyard that they were planning on going." And then Celina and her brother and Kris kind of like Celina and her brother gets upset at Kris because they're driving up from the 10-minute graveyard cemetery, and they were like, they stop and they film them arguing, and I'm like, okay, again, I completely thought this was real. So they're kind of, why didn't you tell me this? It was 10 minutes. You know, this is something that we need to discuss. Just weird stuff. So then they call Sam and Kobe. And Sam and Kobe were like, okay, so they asked Sam and Kobe, oh, do you know this house that's haunted, that's on Eden Street, Avenue, Boulevard, whatever the hell? And they're, oh no, we never, okay, all this is acting. And so they say, no, we never heard of this. You know, we would have researched this. We would have gone there. You know, this is what we like. We like haunted stuff, houses that are haunted. We do this investigation, paranormal, blah, blah, blah. You've seen Sam and Kobe's on YouTube, so you know what they do. Okay. So then they in the van, or get back in the van, and then they go to the place where this house is. Now, allegedly, it's in the middle of the forest, the woods, back and away, like half a mile, quarter of a mile, maybe less than that. Okay, just, you have the road, and then you have a bunch of woods, and in the woods there's this house. Okay, I don't know how far it was from the road, I just know it was there. So they park, they kind of hide the van so nobody can break in, but who's gonna break in a van in the middle of nowhere and steal the van? Okay, whatever. So then as they're getting all their equipment out, because they plan on doing a paranormal activity house, okay? Paranormal, sorry, not activity, paranormal, to investigate. So then they get out, the three people get out, and they have their equipment, they're carrying their equipment, they're going to the house, and then Kris and Celina and Celina's brother decide to play hide and seek. So they go and play hide and seek. The brothers, they played a Canadian rock, paper, scissors. It looks like the same paper, rock, scissors that we always had when we were kids. And of course, well, not of course, Celina's brother, he ends up being the one that counts, and the other two girls go off and hide. Of course, there's jokes because they have a tree, and Celina stands behind the tree and says, "You can't see me." And of course, you know, her shadow, you can tell it's her. I'm being nice. I don't want to be mean to people who are, they're healthy, but they're more to love. Okay, more to love. And Kris, there's a little shack. Now this shack, or this little house thing, this is all filmed on Celina's property. Okay, so but you thinking that they're driving, but it's Celina's house, and this is her property. Anyway, there's a shack on Celina's property where they filmed this scene, and it's spooky. And then this is when Kris says to the camera, because like I said, it's Blair Witch, so they're looking in the camera and says that 50, 60 years ago, there was a little girl that went missing in this area, and they never found her. And then that's when you start hearing like cries and stuff in the middle of the woods. And so Celina's brother counts to 50 and then runs and tries to find Celina and Kris. He finds Celina first, and then they trying to find Kris. Oh, she's in the house, but the house is, the shack or the shed is locked. She couldn't go in. There's a hissing sound like a snake. And the way the camera's focused, it's like really close to like the house, shack, whatever it is. So you're looking in the windows, you're looking around, but it's so close to where you don't know what's coming. And then Kris jumps out and goes boo. So it kind of scares you a little bit. So then they joke, they get all the equipment, and they continue on. It's getting dark, and of course at this point I'm like, okay, it's dark, you're supposed to be doing this in daylight because it's off-road, you're not going to the cemetery, and you do investigating this at night. Why are you here in the sundown? Okay, whatever. So they get into this Victorian house. Now this Victorian house is gorgeous. There's no dust, it's not run down. It's as if the family just left, and it's today, like they just left. She tries electricity, there's no electricity, and they said that this house is abandoned. They did not say during the question and answer session where they filmed this house, but I'll get to a few things in a second. So they get into the house to kind of look around with the video camera like they usually do with a normal investigation. And Lilith, the name Lilith, is on top of a door, and the painting of Lilith with the snake is by the stairwell. A lot of stuff that Celina had lying around her house, like a snake on the table, taxidermy stuff all over the thing. She put all that in the house, and it films all this stuff kind of like a weird, awkward Victorian home. And so Kris is filming a few things, and she stumbles on the steps, and she blacks out. And Celina and her brother come. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I missed the part. Okay, so they kind of investigate the house, and then Kris and Kris's brother, Celina's brother and all, they realized they forgot a camera out where they were. So they said, okay, well, somebody has to stay here with the equipment. The other two people are going to go get the stuff. So Celina and her brother go out to the woods, grab the camera. And at the same time, Kris is filming the house, and she stumbles and falls on the steps, and she's lying unconscious at the bottom of the steps by the front door. And so when the brother and sister, Celina and her brother, come to the inside the house, they see her on the ground, on the floor, and she's unconscious. She can't talk, and so they wake her up. She was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is nothing. I'm fine. Um, let's just go to the van, and let's sleep in the van, and in the morning we'll come and investigate this house again." So they all in agreement. Okay, well, you hit your head. You should go to the hospital. You should calm down. Whatever. Blah blah blah. And then Kris is like, "No, I'm fine. Let's go to the van. Let's get some sleep, and that's it." Okay. So then the next scene is them passed out all over the floor. So Kris's brother, Celina's brother, is on his back, and he looks like he peed on himself. And then Celina is okay. So then Kris is lying there. So Kris is waking up, goes to Celina's brother. "Oh my God, you wet yourself. What's going on? Let's go find Celina." And then they can't find Celina. So they using the camera, okay, Blair Witch style, and they go up steps, going in rooms and bathrooms and stuff, and then they find Celina faced at a window, saying something allegedly, I think, in Latin, and just repetitive over and over again, the same thing. And then they try waking her up because they think she's sleepwalking like she always does, and there's some stuff, and she punches her brother in the nose and it's bleeding. So they go downstairs, they discuss what's going on. "You wet yourself. Let's look at the cameras, let's find out what's going on and figure out what's going on." At the same time, things in the house like boom, boom, boom and stuff like that started to happen. And then so then they realized that something paranormal is going on. And so they do the SS method where they blind Celina, she puts the things on, and they talk, and you can tell it's trying to be Lilith, the folklore, Jewish folklore Lilith. And then they use the Alice box, which is where they talk, spirits talk, and then they use that to try to communicate, as if we all do, like not all do, but we do in a paranormal activity. We paranormal investigation where we want answers, so we go use the SS method, the Alice box, the cat balls, stuff like that. So they're using these little tools to find out why this house is being haunted, who's haunting it, and I'm not really sure if they know it's Lilith. I think that it's kind of like they're trying to figure it out. Like I don't really get if they knew who they were, who was haunting the house. So anyway, as they were doing this investigation, things paranormally started to happen. And so there is a small spot where Celina is talking, and they all kind of like get into like an argument, which to me, okay, at this point in the movie was like, okay, you're acting, because I had to put from reality to acting as this is being a script, because this is not how these friends act and talk. So all three of them get into an argument, and Celina's brother leaves and goes on the porch. And then Celina and Kris do an investigation. Okay, so Celina is talking to the Alice box, and Kris is upstairs with the cat balls. And it's a little ghost coffin thing where if a ghost walks in front of it, it goes off and plays a noise. So she's got that little box, and she's got cat balls to where she is. Now Kris is starting to antagonize, which never happens in her videos. Okay, so anyway, she starts antagonizing this ghost, this whatever, who are you, why you're here, blah blah blah. And at the same time, in another scene with the same, they go flickering, and then you see Celina with the Alice box, and it's saying, "Oh, I'm with you. I'm behind you. I'm inside you. I'm inside. I'm inside." And she's at the same time she's trying to figure out, "Are you here? Are you here? Are you safe? Are you, that kind of thing?" To the spirit ghost, and it's just talking, And then at the same time with Kris, things are starting to happen. Now Kris says that she's pregnant, and she ends up, looks like she's in a closet or something, to where she's saying, "Oh, I found out about this Lilith spirit. She's a folklore," and then she goes into a little bit detail, which does not truly sound like it's full. I think something she's saying just to connect to the movie, where her, like, Lilith spirit is attacking pregnant women because she never can give birth to child, and she wants to possess. Okay, whatever. So then she is still upstairs, and you see the cat balls slowly going to her, and all of a sudden you hear the rustling and the bustling, and at this point they're freaking out, and at the same time as this spirit is attacking Kris, Celina's trying to look for her brother. So she goes out and she sees that her brother's not there on the patio. So the camera's there, so she looks at the camera, and some kind of spirit entity draws him to the other side of the house. You don't see who the spirit is. And then in another video clip, she was like, "Oh, let me see what's going on with Kris and why she's acting the way she is." And she says she sees a scene where they're in the convenience store, and there's this elderly lady in a white dress, and says congratulations. No, she didn't say that she was pregnant to anyone. It was just a lady standing there, and now we know that at this point in time that's Lilith, which is the ghost who's haunting the house. And so this elderly lady, Lilith, says to her, "Congratulations." She walks out, and that's where these two kind of like clips stop, and then you see Celina. Then this is when you see Kris, and she's being attacked by this spirit. One scene you just see like the ghost like in a corner, and then you see her being tossed in a tub by the spirit, making it look like she's trying to kill Kris. And she then wakes up out of the tub. She's freaking out. She's running around, and then she gets very Blair Witch style. She's huffing and puffing. She's running around the house. And I assume this is an attic, and she gets knocked out. She's on the floor, and this is when Lilith is fully nude. This is the very first time that I see a woman, or a person in general, fully nude in a movie. Well, this spirit comes and kneels down by Kris, slices her throat. She passes out, and then Kris rises up. So she rises up like, okay, and then she walks out of the house, and then there's a camera shot where there's a bonfire full of women in white, and she walks to there. Now it looks like she's getting dressed before then. She looks like she's getting dressed for the event. So women are putting things on her. She's getting in her white outfit. She's fully naked underneath the white outfit, and then she's walking to this area, and then that's when it turns off. So it's a cult of Lilith. Lilith is a coven witch cult for the goddess, or it's really the wife of Adam, the first wife of Adam, which is Adam and Eve in the Bible. I also forgot to mention that as they were walking to the house, they see what this bonfire is. Okay, and it just was burnt, so they knew that people were around. But anyway, that's not really, well, it is, because at the end it's this. So where this scene was filmed, they didn't say that in the question and answer session, And who was girls, ladies that were not girls, but ladies who are in the coven. I don't know. There was an actress who played Lilith. Her name is Bab, I think. Again, look at the credits. At the end of the movie, the credits were very short. Because again, this is just something that they're throwing in there. Celina, Kris, her brother, Celina's brother. Sorry, I don't know his name. And a few, like, the people who were like in the convenience store, special effects editing, different things like that. It was very small. They didn't have a whole list of anything like extras and stuff. I mean, it was just like a low budget shot, thing. Now, overall, it was a movie. It was interesting. It's cult. It's witchy cult. It's paranormal investigation, paranormal, spirits, supernatural, comedy, a little bit of horror, and overall, it's a great movie. If you like that, I say you're going to enjoy it. If you have eye issues, just kind of like look away for a few minutes. It was really hard for me to see. And I liked it, but I wish they had like maybe an hour more. Okay, so the first hour was calm. So it was just normal stuff. But then the last 18 to 20 minutes is when everything starts to go into play. So on the top of the hour, that's when they start doing the investigation of paranormal, and then that's when things started to happen. So Celina is eating her arm, and at the very end of the movie, I forgot to say that you can see her lying on the ground full of blood, and then her brother's on the ground full of blood too. So it's a great movie. Go see it if you like that stuff. It's not for children. They didn't go in depth detail of who Lilith is. They did not go into depth of what coven this witchcraft is. Now, after that, we were allowed to see a live thing on the screen of a live question and answer session, and some of the questions is what I learned, like the Venus flytrap scene was filmed at Celina's backyard. The shack was in Celina's backyard. And then Kris was like, I wrote this, I produced this. I think she said that I'm willing to do a prequel. And then everyone's getting excited about that, because which would make sense is to, go into depth about Lilith and a female woman coven, witchcraft coven cult. That'd be great. More about that. Anything extra, I don't remember, than them. So I think it was some kind of executive that was there from Shudder, asking questions. Shudder was the production company or the release distributor or something like that, which is a cable company network. And then of course their own private company. I have it below here. But other than that, overall, that's it. I mean, I have heart problems, heart conditions, and I would be okay with seeing the movie. Now, will I buy it? Maybe, because I like them and love them. But will I watch it again? I'm not sure, because, even if I really buy it, will I watch it again? The answer is I don't know. Unless they're starting to have Easter eggs and things that I want to see. Other than that, that's it. Go see it if you want to see it. It's great. If not, wait for it to come on Shudder. I'm sure it will. And then if it's streaming, stream it. I mean, that's about it. All right, guys. See y'all later.